from the Big Flim studio in Southern California. This is Big Flim's Pigskin Picks NFL edition with your host, Lorenzo Big Flim Fleming. Hey folks, what's happening? This is your host Lorenzo Big Flim Fleming coming to you once again with another episode of Big Flim's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for week number 9 here on Big Flim Radio and TV. Like I said, last week we celebrated Halloween. For those who are into Halloween and all those kind of things, trick-or-treating and all that stuff, I hope you guys had a good time trick-or-treating with your kids, taking your kids out trick-or-treating, or those grown folks who still like to do those stuff and have Halloween parties. I hope you had fun as well. Got a lot of nice candy and treats. And also checking your kids' candies, make sure nobody put no razor blades or any other kind of devilish stuff in them. And for those who are not into Halloween, like myself, or don't celebrate Halloween, like say if you go to Harvest Festival or Fall Festival at your local church, I hope you guys have fun too. Have a Christian version of the holidays. All right, now we're finished with October. Now we're rolling into the last 2 months of 2023, and we reached the halfway point of the NFL season. Right now we're at week number 9. Like I said, we got some exciting teams. Like I said, they're the ones to watch out for. As the playoffs come in another 2 months or so, or a month and a half. Well, less than 2 months. So, like I say, right now, the hottest teams right now, we got the Miami Dolphins, a.k.a. the Tuna Fish, from South Florida. They're 6-2. And, of course, the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, are also 6-2, even though they lost last week in a painful way to Denver, of all teams. But they're still a contender to repeat as Super Bowl champions. And also the Philadelphia Eagles from the NFC, they're dominant this year, and like I said, they might be the team to beat in the NFC conference. And who knows, it might be a repeat of the Super Bowl, the Chiefs and the Eagles, or it could be the Eagles and the Dolphins. Or it could be a whole number of other teams that might be coming out of the woodwork as we start the second half of the season. Like I say, a lot of teams right now, starting off rough the first half of the season, but hopefully they can turn it around in the second half of the season and make the postseason and make a playoff push to possibly get to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 58, which will be in Las Vegas at the Allegiant Stadium. It's a nice looking stadium, right across from the Las Vegas Strip, right across from, I think, the Bellagio, not the Bellagio, Mandalay Bay, and stuff like that. Like I say, you see it right off of Interstate 15 if you're traveling Interstate 15 from California or you're coming from Utah. It's a lovely stadium. I haven't been there yet in person, but I passed by a couple of times, and it is a very nice stadium. Nice venue for a Super Bowl on February 11th, 2024. If I get lucky or blessed, I can see if I can get tickets for that Super Bowl. Right now, ticket prices are like thousands of dollars right now. So if you haven't got your Super Bowl tickets yet, I highly suggest that you do, unless you got thousands of dollars to spend. All right, now let's get back to the subject at hand, our Week 9 picks. Right now, I don't have all the stats. Right now, I am currently on military Army Reserve duty, military drill weekend. I don't have my stats. Even like so, we haven't been proactive on our podcast this season so far. Like I said, I think we only recorded like 3 or 4 shows so far, and this is like number 4, number 5. But I do know that our pigskin pick of the week, we're 1-1, and hopefully we can get above 500 with this week's picks. But last I remember, we were above 50% so far for the season, for the couple of games that we did record, podcast episodes we did record. So hopefully we can keep that streak alive. All right, now let's go ahead and get our pick started with my home state team, the Atlanta Falcons, aka the Pigeons or the Dirty Birds. Right now, they've been kind of an up and down season. They started off 2-0, lost 2 in a row, and it's been back and forth, win-loss, win-loss. And right now they lost, believe 2 in a row now. Hopefully they're at 500 at 4-4, but hopefully they can get off of the snide and get above 500 this week, as they host also struggling 4-4 Minnesota Vikings with Kirk Cousins and company and Justin Jefferson. Like I say, right now they decided to bench Desmond Ridder, and like now they got what's his name? I forgot his name. The quarterback, that coach that played for formerly the Redskins, now the Washington Commanders. Played pretty good like 2 seasons ago, and now he got to get his start in Atlanta. Right now, the odds makers have the Falcons as a minus 3.5 point favorite with an over and under of 38. So we're going to stick with the odds makers, and we're going to go with the Falcons in a close game over the Vikings. All right, our next pick. Like I said, I'm trying to decide whether to make this our pigskin pick of the week. Or, yeah, I'll go ahead and make this one the pigskin pick of the week. Like I said, this is a key matchup in the AFC. Like I said, hopefully one of these two teams will probably come out of the AFC to go to the Super Bowl in Vegas. We got the hot 6-2 Miami Dolphins, aka the tuna fish, out of South Florida, Miami-Dade County. I got a lot of family down there in Dade and Broward County, as they traveled to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the defending Super Bowl champs and also 6-2, the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, you know the Chiefs suffered an embarrassing loss last week to the Denver Broncos, Russell Wilson and company, and stuff like that. So I know they need a rebound game, but I think this is going to be a tough contest, especially with the Dolphins put up 70 points against the Broncos 2 months ago. I think a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, beginning part of the season. So I think this is going to be a very close game. Right now, the odds makers have the Chiefs at a minus 1.5 point favorite with the over and under of 50.5. So this will be our pigskin pick of the week. And I'm going to go with the defending Super Bowl champs, or we are going to go with the defending Super Bowl champs in a close one. For our pigskin pick of the week, we're picking the Kansas City Chiefs over the Dolphins, aka the tuna fish. All right, our next pick, we have the definitely struggling 1-7 Arizona Cardinals, as they travel to Cleveland to the Dog Pound to take on the 4-3 Cleveland Browns. Right now, Deshaun Watson, I think last I heard, he got kind of banged up a little bit. So I'm not sure if he's going to start in this game tomorrow or today now, since we're into Sunday now. And also, don't forget to set your clocks back 1 hour. For those who still do those kind of things, I know everybody has cell phones and, of course, laptops and all that stuff. That'll be done automatically. But if you still got your clocks, you hang on the wall or your clock on your nightstand, make sure you don't forget to set your clocks back, because time goes back at 2 a.m. local time, back to standard time, whatever time zone you live in. Right now, we're currently recording in the Pacific time zone. And I'm originally from the East Coast, from the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So right now, they probably already start getting that extra hour of sleep. So don't forget to set your clocks back. That's my little quick PSA there. Getting back to what we're talking about here. Right now, the odds makers got the Browns minus 13 point favorite with the over and under 38.5. So I think this should be an easy game for the Browns over the really struggling Cardinals. All right, our next pick, we have the struggling 3-5 LA Rams, aka the Sheep, as they travel to the frozen tundra. It's not frozen yet, but it will be pretty soon, with winter coming. Like that famous line in the Game of Thrones, winter is coming. So it's going to be a chilly Lambeau Field there in Green Bay as they take on the struggling 2-5 Green Bay Packers. Like Jordan Love finally starting to become the starting quarterback for the Packers since Aaron Rodgers mutually parted ways with the Packer organization. And so far, it hasn't been pretty for them. And the Rams have been kind of struggling too. Like I say, Matthew Stafford banged up his wrist last week in the loss. I forgot who they played last week, but he got banged up also as well. So right now, the odds makers got the Packers at a minus 3.5 point favorite with an over and under 38. But I'm going to show some love to the local team here in Southern California, to the LA Rams and Matthew Stafford and company. Hopefully they should have a good win out of this game. So let's show them some love, folks. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Big Flim's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for week number 9 here on Big Flim Radio and TV.
Flim Radio wants you to know that approximately every 51 minutes, someone is killed in a drunk driving crash. Buzz driving can also cause huge financial penalties with fines and legal fees. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Find out more at nhtsa.org.
Hi, I'm here today because I'm addicted.
Big Flim Radio and TV.
Get ready. You know.
Now that's an addiction, man.
Welcome back, folks. If you haven't heard by now, Big Flim Radio and TV is a podcast channel dedicated to music, sports. Right now it's currently NFL and college football, but like now we're in the planning stages of expanding our picks to other sports. Right now, unfortunately, Major League Baseball just wrapped up their season in the World Series. Congratulations to the Texas Rangers for winning the World Series, their first ever in franchise history, over the Arizona Diamondbacks. And also, the NBA season just kicked off a couple of weeks ago, so we might start venturing into making some NBA picks, as well as the hockey, the National Hockey League as well. Their season started off about almost a month ago now. So, with that being said, again, like I said, please check out Big Flim Radio and TV. If you want to be a guest picker, prognosticator, or if you want to make a dedication on one of our music channels, or if you want a song that you want to play on one of our music channels, or if you want to be a guest host on one of our talk shows, or if you want to, make a comment on whatever topic is being discussed, or if you're a veteran and has some information that you would like to share with our fellow veterans, since Veterans Day is coming up next Saturday. Well, it's going to be observed as a holiday on this coming Friday. And like I said, we're going to do a special Veterans podcast show called Veteran Nation today. That's one of our 6 or 7 podcast shows. We're going to do a Veterans Day special edition of that show. Hopefully look forward to check it out. And if you want to purchase something nice, because right now we should be starting your Christmas shopping holiday plans. Like I said, please check out our online store where we have Big Flim Radio and TV theme merchandise, aka merch, where you can buy a special Christmas gift for that special someone, your loved one, your family members, your neighbors, your co-workers, a stranger, alien from Mars, alien from another galaxy, and even a special gift for a care package for our deployed service members around the world, or they're stationed overseas that won't be able to make it home for Christmas. And also, on a special note, if you are a service member and if you like to make a special holiday greeting for those who are stationed overseas. And if you are stationed overseas, and if you're listening, if you want to make a special holiday greeting to send back to your family and loved ones back here stateside, please, by all means, contact us at bigflimradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflimradiotv@gmail.com. That's BIGFLEM as in Mike, RADIOTV. That's all one word. And also, please check out the podcast channel website as well, www.bigflimradiotv.com. Again, that's www.bigflimradiotv.com. And also, as far as the email address, also, if you want to, comment on how we're doing at Big Flame Radio and TV, if you want to offer some advice or critique us on how we can do better to make Big Flame Radio TV podcast channel and our podcast shows better, by all means, leave respectful comments. Or if you also want to blow off some steam, or you want to critique, or if you're in a dark place right now where you feel the world is hopeless, your life is over, you think, no, it's not worth living anymore, and you need somebody to talk to, please, by all means, please talk to us. Somebody here, Big Flame Radio TV cares. So please, don't do anything rash. Just talk to us. And also, we're on the social media platform. Like I say, you can leave us a message on X, formerly known as Twitter, with the handle @Flim_radio. Again, that's @Flim, FLEM as in Mike, _radio, RADIO. Also, we have a Facebook group page with Big Flim Radio and TV. If you want to join our group, with discussions on entertainment, movies, television, music, check it out. And also, we have a YouTube page as well, where we have some archival footage, and we have some recordings of some podcast shows on there that you want to listen to. And then some videos that I made of me doing military duty, doing some odd different things, or traveling different places throughout my journeys in life. By all means, please like and subscribe to our channel. That's Big Flim Radio TV 9011. Again, that's Big Flim Radio TV 9011 if you're trying to find it on YouTube. And again, like and subscribe to our channel. And also, if you're a business or organization, you would like to sponsor one of our podcast shows, or you want to make a commercial to advertise your business or organization, by all means, please contact us as well. Let's get together and see what we can do for you to help expand your business. All right, folks, let's get back to our NFL Week number 9 picks, shall we? Now, where do we left off at here? Okay, here we go. Now, our next pick, we have the struggling 2-6 Chicago Bears, the Bears, as they travel down to the Crescent City, New Orleans, as they take on the 4-4 New Orleans Saints with Derek Carr and company. Right now, the odds makers have the Saints at a -9.5 point favorite with the over and under of 41. We're going to go with the Saints over the Bears. The Bears. Like I said, Justin Fields seems like he just can't get it together there. And like I say, if he doesn't fix things, like I say, he might be out of a job there in Chicago. He might be he might get traded. Hopefully that won't happen, but, just keep the faith, folks, in the Windy City. All right, our next picks is the Battle of the Birds, where we have the 5-2 Seattle Seahawks from the Emerald City, Seattle, one of my favorite cities, as they travel to Baltimore in the upper Chesapeake Bay area. You got to check out those Maryland crab cakes there while you're at it in the Baltimore area, as they take on the 6-2 Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson and company. Right now, the odds makers have the Ravens at a -6.5 point favorite with an over and under of 44. And like I said, They're two decent teams, especially the Ravens. They're pretty good. Right now, they'll be a force to reckon with in the AFC. So we're going to go with the Ravens over the Seahawks. All right, our next pick, we have the struggling 3-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now that Tom Brady is retired and moved on to his other life, now they're back to the Succaneers again. As they travel to Houston, we have a problem as they take on the also struggling 3-4 Houston Texans. I know C.J. Stroud, their first overall pick, trying to help turn the ship around after they got rid of Deshaun Watson and all his legal troubles. We all know about that saga. So he moved on. He got done a suspension, and now he's in Cleveland now. So right now the Texans are trying to rebound and rebuild their franchise again. Right now the odds makers have the Texans as a -2.5 point favorite with an over and under of 40. We're going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a.k.a. the Succaneers, with Baker Mayfield and company. All right, our next pick, we got both some struggling teams here, where we have the 3-5 Indianapolis Colts with their 5th overall pick, Anthony Richardson. He's out for the season with, I think, a separated shoulder, I believe, and he had surgery like 2 weeks ago. So Minshew, I think it's the backup quarterback. He's starting for the rest of the year. Hopefully he can try to carry that franchise on this season as they travel to Charlotte, to the Queen City in western North Carolina to take on the woeful 1-6 Carolina Pathetic Panthers with the number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young, at quarterback. It's a hard pick here, but after the Panthers finally got their first win of the season at the hands of the Houston Texans, maybe they can build some confidence now. Bryce Young can build some confidence there. So right now the odds makers have the Colts at a -2.5 point favorite with an over and under of 44. But hopefully Bryce Young can go for win number 2 in a row. So we're going to go with the Carolina Pathetic Panthers in a close one over the Colts. All right, our next pick, we got 2 more struggling teams, and one of them, like I said, this made a recent coaching change. The first coach that got fired for the 2023 season, where we have the New York Giants at 2-6. Daniel Jones and company are really struggling there in the NFC East as they travel to Vegas, home of Super Bowl 58, on February 11th, 2024, as they host the 3-5 Raiders. Right now, like I said, if you haven't heard, the Raiders owner Mike Davis got tired of how things are going there, so he fired Josh McDaniels and got rid of their general manager. And right now, the interim manager, or the interim coach, that is Antonio Pierce, formerly of the San Diego Chargers. And also they hired a new interim general manager. And also they benched Jimmy Garoppolo, and they brought in some new quarterback to start tomorrow's game or today's game. Let's see if this new combination will help bring life to the Raider organization. Right now, the odds makers got the Raiders at a -1.5 point favorite with an over and under of 37.5. Right now, we got 2 struggling teams, another set of 2 struggling teams here, but hopefully we can get the Raiders back on track with Antonio Pierce and that new quarterback they got. So we're going to give them a chance. So we're going to pick the Raiders over the Giants in this game, a.k.a. the Midgets. All right, our next pick is a key matchup in the NFC East here. We'll have the 5-2 Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. the Cowpokes, as they travel to the city of brotherly love to take on the defending NFC champions, and possible they might repeat as NFC champions, the 7-1 Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts and Jordan Davis and Jacoby Dean and a couple of the Georgia players that got drafted by the Eagles, especially on that defense from the last 2 years from the 2 national championship teams from Georgia, University of Georgia. Go Dogs. Right now, this is going to be a very tight contest with Dak Prescott. Hopefully, the good Dak Prescott will show up in this matchup, and of course, Jalen Hurts, do what he does, and also that vaunted Eagles defense with Travis Kelce's brother. I forgot his first name. Right now, the odds makers got the Eagles at a -3 points victors with the over and under of 47. And we're going to stick with the defending NFC East champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. It'll be a close one over the Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. the Cowpokes. All right, folks, our next pick, we have, this probably might be a decent AFC matchup where we have the 5-3 Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen and company traveling to Cincinnati on the Ohio River, the other Queen City, as they take on the 4-3 Cincinnati Bengals with my man Joe Burrow, a.k.a. Joe Cool, a.k.a. Joe Camel. Like I say, it's been kind of up and down. They started off 0-2, and then they finally right the ship a little bit, and now they finally slowly to try to get back on track now. Right now, the odds makers got the Bengals at a -2.5 point favorites with an over and under of 50.5. And we're going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals over the Bills in a close one. And I dedicate this game to my old Army buddy, fellow soldier, Philip Lay, and his wife, and also their daughter. They're in Cincinnati and his family. And they're diehard Bengals fans. So if you're listening, that game is for you. I dedicate that game to you, Philip Lay, and your wife, and your daughter, and your family there in the Cincinnati area. All right, our next pick, we have the 3-4 struggling LA Chargers as they hit the road again as they travel to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the 4-3 Jets, Jets, Jets. Last week they won the Battle of New York last week against the Giants, Zach Wilson and company. So, with Aaron Rodgers out after he got banged up, I think he tore his Achilles tendon in the first game of the season opener. Right now, Zach Wilson is right now back as a starting quarterback. He, like I say, last year, he started out 7-4, and then they went off the rails the second half of the season. So hopefully Zach Wilson can turn things around there. Right now, the odds makers have the Chargers at a -3.5 point favorite. I hate to go against the Jets, but we are going against the Jets, so we're picking the Chargers in a close one over the Jets. And also, for our bye weeks, we have the Broncos, like I said, coming off that victory last week against the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, at 3-5. And we have the Detroit Lions, a.k.a. the Kitty Cats from Motown. They're 6-2. They're off this week. And also the Jacksonville Jaguars are 6-2. Like I said, they come off of their win last week against the Steelers. And then the 49ers at 5-3. That's another hot team to look out for in the NFC. They're off this week with Brock Purdy and company. So they needed that much needed break there in the Bay Area. So, all right, folks. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Big Flim's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition 2023 for week number 9 here on Big Flim Radio and TV.
Gnarly, dude. This is Jess Bacoli. When I'm out hanging 10, catching the waves, checking out the chicks, and skipping Mr. Hand's class, I'm listening to Big Flim Radio and TV. Oh.
Hey folks, welcome back. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast episode that this coming Friday, or actually this coming Saturday on the calendar, is Veterans Day, but it will be observed on this coming Friday. For all the federal workers will have that day off for the holidays. Like I say, if you have a family member, I'd like to give a shout out to all the veterans of all armed forces, all service members of all different branches who serve their country honorably and faithfully. And also those who made the ultimate sacrifice so we can enjoy the freedoms that we have. Stuff like that. So please honor our veterans this weekend. Show your love and show your support and thank a local veteran. And also there's some veterans out there that are currently homeless. We hope and are wearing you in our thoughts and our prayers, and hopefully that you turn your life around and life will be back to normal for you again. So please, if you know or see a homeless vet, please by all means stop and help them out if you can. Show them some love and show them to where they can get a nice hot meal, or show them to a homeless shelter or church or any organization that can help them out. And also for the veteran service organizations, like I said, I want to give you our thanks for helping vets out when they file their disability claims with the Veterans Administration, with the VA. All right. And also another PSA. November is Native American Heritage Month. So we want to, Big Flame Radio and TV podcast channel, want to send a special honor to all Native Americans and those with Native American descent, as well as indigenous people around the world. Stuff like that. So now let's get back to our picks, shall we? Let's do a recap of our picks for week number 9. We pick the Atlanta Falcons, aka the Pigeons, aka the Dirty Birds, over the Minnesota Vikings. For our pigskin pick of the week, we picked the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, over the Miami Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish. We picked the Cleveland Browns over the Arizona Cardinals. We picked the LA Rams, aka the Sheep, over the Green Bay Packers. We pick, let's see, where's that? Oh, sorry. There we go. We picked the Washington Commanders over the Patriots. I think I missed that one. Or we missed that one. I forgot about that pick. The Washington Commanders over the New England Patriots. That's our pick. Like I said, even though the odds makers have the Patriots at a -2.5 point favorite with an over and under of 40.5, but we're going to stick with the Washington Commanders. And also, we picked the Saints, the Aints, or the Who Dats, or the So Whats over the struggling 2-6 Chicago Bears, the Bears. And also, we picked the Baltimore Ravens over the Seattle Seahawks. We picked the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a.k.a. the Succaneers, over the Houston Texans. We picked the Carolina Pathetic Panthers over the Indianapolis Colts. We picked the LA Raiders with their new head coach, Antonio Pierce, or interim head coach, Antonio Pierce, and their new starting quarterback and the new interim general manager over the woeful New York Giants, a.k.a. the Midgets. We pick the Philadelphia Eagles, defending NFC champions, over the Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. the Cowpokes. It's going to be a close game, folks. We picked the Cincinnati Bengals over the Buffalo Bills in the key AFC matchup. We picked the LA Chargers over the New York Jets, Jets, Jets. And for our bye week, like I said, we had the Broncos coming off that big win last week against the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 3-5. The Detroit Lions, a.k.a. the Kitty Cats from Motown, they're 6-2. Right now, they're in the thick of things in the NFC North Division. And also, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at 6-2. Right now, they're leading the AFC South Division. And then we have the 49ers at 5-3 with Brock Purdy and company. They're kind of like near the top of the NFC West Division. All right, folks, that just about does it for week number 9 of the NFL season. Like I said, we're at the halfway point, and right now teams are trying to assess what they need to do to get back on track for the second half of the season, and hopefully try to make that playoff push. And all the hot teams that are currently hot right now, hopefully they maintain their momentum as they go forward in the second half of the season. So, and also, folks, remember this coming weekend is Veterans Day. So please honor our veterans and thank them for their service. And if you're able to, try to assist them as best as you can, however you want to do it. And also, if you haven't gotten your flu shots, by all means, please get your flu shots because it's flu season again. And also, don't forget, COVID-19 virus is still out there. Right now, it's starting to spike a little bit in certain parts of the country. So if you haven't gotten your latest COVID-19 booster shot, I highly recommend that you get it. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for your loved ones, your family members, or friends or co-workers, especially for the elderly, to help to protect the elderly and the infants who are their immune systems are compromised. And also, don't forget about the RSV virus, the respiratory virus as well. It mainly affects young children and whatever, but it also affects adults, especially those over 60. There's a vaccine for the RSV virus as well. So please, by all means, please take care of yourself and take care of your health. Because right now we're at the wrapping up 2023. Like I say, we got the last 50-something days left of this year. So let's make these last 50-something plus days count to close out 2023 and looking forward to 2024 if it's God's will. And stay positive and keep the faith and stay strong. Because I know this holiday season, some people, might have holiday blues and think life is worthless and whatever. But if you know somebody, who's suffering those things or experiencing those things, or holiday depressions or the holiday blues, please, by all means, comfort them, talk to them. If you got family members you haven't seen in a while, go visit them. Love your family, hug your family, tell them that you love them. If you have any off or any disagreements or arguments against your family members, please forgive them, because tomorrow is not promised. That's what the Bible says if you're a Christian. Tomorrow's not promised to anyone. It's not promised to me. It's not promised to you. So make each day count. All right, folks. Please tune in again next week for another edition of Big Flim's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition. And also please check out Big Flim's Pigskin Picks College Football Edition for week number 11. And also please check out our other Big Flim Radio and TV podcast shows. And again, please check out our website at www.bigflimradiotv.com. Again, that's www.bigflimradiotv.com. And also, please check out our online store where you can find some nice Big Flim Radio and TV themed merchandise, especially with Christmas coming up, if you're looking for that nice holiday gift. All right, folks, take care, be safe, God bless, and tune in again on Big Flim Radio and TV.
Who are you? We're Big Flim Radio and TV. Big Flim's Pigskin Picks NFL and College Football Editions are a production of Black Rebel Productions in association with Flim Media, a division of LWF Enterprises, LLC. The opening theme music clips are the sole properties of CBS Sports College Football as well as Fox NFL Sports. This podcast is intended for entertainment purposes only.